So far, we have seen the characters that are used in Python programming and also how those characters are classified. And also, we have tried one simple problem where we are defining 4 different values and finding the sum. Here we have introduced 2 statements. One is called as the arithmetic statement. Another one is the output statement, which is the print statement. The general form of writing an arithmetic statement is V is equal to E. It is also called as assignment statement because the value of the expression on the right hand side is going to be the value of the variable which is given on the left hand side. The general form is V is equal to E, where V is a valid variable name and E is a valid arithmetic expression. So as I said, it is an arithmetic statement as well as an assignment statement. Arithmetic means E is going to be an expression where it consists of both variables and or constants. Now, as we said earlier, equal sign is replaced by. So the value on the variable on the left hand side is replaced by the value of the right hand side expression. This is what is done by this arithmetic or the assignment statement. Now, having seen this as well as a simple problem, the next step is how to form a variable name, how the computer will understand that variable name, where it is going to store, how it is going to retrieve it back. This is what we have to see now. When I say variable, it is nothing but name assigned to a particular memory location, the value of which cannot be changed on its own. Now, let us take an example. We want to go to a particular person and meet him. For that, what we need is his address is needed. Once the address is known, we go to that particular area and then that particular street, and then we locate his house. Like that, we are going by the values and going to that particular place. Suppose we want to meet him after a month or a year. During that time, we are not going to ask him once again what is his address. Instead, either from our own memory, that is from mind, we get that location, or from our cell phone or from an address address book in which we have written his address, we get back his address, go to that particular place. This is what we normally do. Similarly, the computer is expected to store the value of a variable in a particular location and get it back whenever it is needed. That is, it is possible only within a program. It cannot go on by storing a value in one program and getting the value in another program is not possible. Within a program, we can store a value in a particular location and get it back. So the computer, what it does is, for a particular memory location, it allocates a variable name. By that name, it stores the value in that particular memory location. What is the variable name? The name which is defined by the user, the programmer who is writing a particular program, whatever variable that is given, using that variable name, it allocates certain particular memory location. Then, whenever it is wanted, it will get the value from that particular place. Normally, the value of that memory location cannot be changed on its own. So whatever has been stored in that particular place, if I store a value 50 in a particular memory location, the value will be 50 only till the program is completed, unless otherwise I have some other statement which is going to change it. As I said, using a program instruction, the contents of a memory location can be changed. All right. Now, whether a person writing a program in Python or any other high-level language has to know all these inner details, not necessary. Only for understanding purpose, I am telling that. That is, we need not worry. What we should know is, it is storing the value in a particular address and getting it back. That's all. We need not have to know what is the exact address where it is storing, how it is retrieving. That is not needed because we are interested in high-level programming only. So that will automatically taken care of by the operating system as well as the compiler which we are going to use. Even some cases, interpreter can also be used for that. So all this system software will take care of this, assigning certain memory location for a variable and getting it back. So we need not have to worry about that location of the memory where it has stored. Now, as far as Python is concerned, it allots memory location for the variables and keep track of the changes in the value of the variables during execution of the program instruction. So if at all any value is changed in a particular place, it is done during the execution. Whenever it is storing the value, that is also done during the execution and not during the interpreting stage or during the compiling stage. Once the compilation is over, when it starts executing the program, then it will do automatically with the help of the compiler as well or the interpreter as well as the operating system. Now this kind of assigning some name for the memory is also called as a naming convention. Okay, having seen about the variables or how it is going to be stored within a computer and how it is going to be retrieved back, we should know how to form a variable name. For that, we have to know what are the characters that can be used to form a variable name, as well as how we have to form the variable names also. Here, we can use both alphabetic and numeric characters along with special character hyphen to form a variable name. So this is the first rule. Here alphabetic character means we can use capital letters, capital A to Z, or small letters A to Z, and also numeric characters, that is 10. So totally it will become 52 plus 10, 62, and also another hyphen. So these 63 characters can be used to form a variable name. So if I say PRICE, it is a single variable name. It is not, because it's a continuously written, it is assumed as a single variable name. Similarly, name, cost, date of birth, year 2002, someone, underscore value, all are valid variable names. So here what we have said is, we have used only alphabetic characters and also numeric characters and also hyphen. Alright, so in the first three we have used only alphabetic characters. In the fourth one we have used alphabetic as well as the hyphen. In the fifth one, alphabetic as well as numeric. Similarly, someone and underscore value. So minimum there should be, if it is more than two characters, more than two or more characters, then only we can use hyphen as a first character, otherwise we may not. But even a single character can be used as a variable name. The next rule is, the first character should be an alphabet or hyphen. All right. So in the previous example, we have seen almost in all the things, the first character is alphabet. Only in the last case, we have hyphen. All right. So this is the valid rule. The first character should be an alphabet or hyphen. Then the next question is whether I have to use only a single character or two characters or three characters or any number of characters. How many characters I have to use in a variable name? Same character can be repeated also in a single variable name. It is also possible. As far as Python is concerned, there is no limit on the number of characters that can be used to represent a variable name. That is the additional point which is used in Python. Invalid variable names. Invalid variable names are, I have given two names. One is 1, name and another is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here the first character is not an alphabet. It is a numeric character in both the cases. That is why it is invalid. Next is a few more rules are there. One is special characters are not allowed. That means we cannot use, apart from hyphen, any other special characters should not be used in the variable name. Here I have given date of birth with minus sign. So it is not an allowed one. So it is an invalid one. Similarly, the next one is star cast. Here star is a multiplication symbol, arithmetic symbol, and it can be used as a variable name. Now, so in the program which we have written, in order to get the value that is stored in the memory to be printed, we have used a print statement along with the variable. The value of the variable has to be fetched from the memory and it should be displaced on seeing that particular print statement. So the statement which we have used in that is called as a print statement. It is an output statement. Now this is giving a specific meaning to the computer, whereas date of birth, cost, price or any other thing, that is not going to give any specific meaning to the computer. But print is a word which is going to give a specific meaning. Here it is fetching the value and printing it. Suppose if I say cost and then say some other value, it doesn't mean it's the cost of a particular item. It can be anything. Similarly, if I say mark and then give it as some negative value, that is also possible. So it is not giving a specific meaning as far as simple variables are concerned. But print is a reserved word which is giving a specific meaning to the computer. So we should not use print statement as a variable name. Or in general, reserved words cannot be used as a variable name. Now we will see in later situations what are the reserved words that can be used in a language. And last point is variable names are case sensitive. That means even though the same alphabets NAME in uppercase as well as lowercase, in some thing a combination of these two are used. As far as computer is concerned, it will assume it as 4 different names and it will not take it as a single name and other things as typical error or something like that. It will treat it as 4 different data names. So with this we have seen the rules that has to be followed to form a variable name. So next step is we have to see what we have written in an arithmetic expression on the right hand side, which is E. So how to form an expression? Now in order to form an expression, it can be a variable or a constant can be combined in that expression. So before actually going to the expression, let us see some of the constant that can be used in computers for Python programming and then go for Python arithmetic expression. Okay, with this I finished today. Thank you one and all, and we will see it next time.